Hey guys, Garrulous Mondering here. So I just got finished with another session with another Russian. I work with a lot of Russians. By the way, if you ever are looking into working online as an English second language speaker, hands down, number one people you get are Russians and Brazilians. Don't ask me why. So anyways, got done speaking with another Russian woman. She's about my age, maybe 27, 28. And we got into the conversation of Star Wars. And the very first thing she asked me is, what is Star Wars? I'm like, who doesn't know about Star Wars? And so she asked me why Star Wars was big in the United States, and it got me thinking about that. And in the middle of our session, the reasons I came up with are this for two primary reasons. So the first one is that thinking back on film history is up to the 70s, it seems like most films were in one of two categories. They were either horror or gore type films, or they were dramas. So you know, like Humphrey Bogart, Katharine Hepburn, and Jimmy Stewart, all those kinds of people. And then horror films like Dracula, Frankenstein, Werewolf, all that stuff. And so when Star Wars came around, it was such a big hit that it seems to me after Star Wars, we started having more science fiction and action films. Now, some people might argue that with improving technology, we have done that more. But also, I find myself wondering if maybe Star Wars was the catalyst for that. Maybe Star Wars was the thing that started it all. Hard to say. Now, the second reason I gave her that I thought Star Wars might be big in the United States is that it really personifies the way the United States is the way we see ourselves. Because people in the United States, it seems to me, want to think that they're very special. People in the United States want to understand that they're significant. So when we think of ourselves as the people of the United States, we don't think of ourselves as the United States. We think of ourselves as Americans. And so we think of ourselves as individuals as opposed to like a nation. So like, an ancient Spartan wasn't a Spartan, they were a person of Sparta. So it's a different kind of idea. And so it seems to me that Star Wars took Luke Skywalker and said, this guy here, this is the chosen one, right? He's the one who has to save the universe and all that stuff. And so this idea, I feel like, resonates very deeply with a lot of people who live in the United States, is that all of us wants to think that we're the chosen one, that we have special abilities, or that the world requires what we do, and so on. And I feel like Star Wars might be the personifying work of United States history, because every nation in history has always had some book or text or something that defined what that place was. In ancient Greece, it was the Iliad and the Odyssey. In ancient Rome, it was the Aeneid by Virgil. In Renaissance Italy, it was the Divine Comedy by Dante. And in the United States today, it's Star Wars. So those were my thoughts on that. Again, this is just me ranting here. I don't actually know if any of that's true, of course. But if you guys agree with me, or if you know any references that talk about this in detail, please leave them in the comments below. I'd be interested to see what you guys think. And yeah, now what I got to do is I have another session right now, so I'm going to get back to work. Let me know.